Hey boys, thanks for you and your guest on the advice given. It made me feel a lot better about my situation. About men and their personal hygiene.
Oh, yeah.
I've met a new guy and it seems promising, so I'm hoping it all goes well. I don't want to come across too keen, but he can't see me as much as I would like because he has a daughter, and he doesn't introduce new people to her unless he knows they're going to be serious. It's just been under a month, and I feel although it's time, so we can spend more time together. And now I can't. Now I can get to know his daughter. Any advice would be helpful, thank you. That's still quite early, less than a month.
It is very early, I think. Yeah, I think you need to be a bit more patient there, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think 6, 7 months is...
All right, Jamie, fucking hell. How, you want to go backwards?
Huh?
So, I mean, like, say, even if, like, you saw her, like, once every couple of weeks, I mean, I'd say 3 months would be all right. That'd be, like, what, 6 to 8 dates?
Possibly, yeah, but I think you need to be 100% on that person to introduce them to your kid.
I think it's a right thing to do.
Huh?
I think it's a right thing to do.
Yeah, it is, yeah, definitely. Like, I know there's a girl that I used to work with, she would be going out with someone for like 6 months before she'd actually introduce him to her young boy.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the time would have split up with that person before that 6 months, and she's glad that she didn't, for one reason or another. She's glad that she didn't like mix the two.
Yeah.
And get like the kids' hopes up that there's going to be, because obviously the partner is going to always make an effort with the kid, so it will be like heartbreaking to the kid as well if something happens to happen in the relationship.
I always used to just be a pain in the arse, and Mum used to bring guys back. Just be a little bastard. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like, but yeah, I think as well this shows your character to him.
Yeah.
As well, I think if you're gonna like keep bringing it up, or fair enough, obviously it's a new relationship and you want to see each other, but I think as well you've got to sort of show that you're patient and understanding. I think if I had a daughter, and I would obviously do the same, a son or a daughter, and I would do the same thing and be like, oh, I'm not gonna have you round. But then if I kept getting messages like, oh, you know, trying to make me feel guilty for not spending more time together.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
I'd be like, I don't really want to. I've got so much to do and look after my child. I don't really need someone guilt tripping me into trying to see.
Yeah,
more.
It could possibly go that way, and it ends up being a negative thing in his eyes, rather than because obviously our listener's got the best intentions and doesn't see her splitting up with this guy and stuff. But this guy could have introduced someone too early in the past, and it's panned out badly. Like, there's a lot of variations that could happen, and I don't know. Like, obviously, I have no experience in this whatsoever, because my parents were always together, so I've never dealt with that as a kid.
Jamie and his happiest childhood.
Well, as happy as you can be.
Just rubbing it in every chance you get. just get that salt and lime out. Just, you know what I mean?
And then, like, obviously, I don't think I had a casual thing with a girl that had a young kid once. Like, she was like a young mum. But that was, I literally just slept with her 3 or 4 times and didn't think much more of it. But, like, the kid didn't come into my mindset at that time, because I was only, like, in my very early 20s, I think, at the time. But, yeah, it shows you want the commitment. I think you just need to be patient with the guy and just think about how he's pursuing it, and, like, maybe question the fact that has he introduced someone before and it's gone wrong? I think if you show maturity over the situation and just don't let him ride it out forever, because some guys would just let it be a situation where he's comfortable in the situation like how it is and doesn't want to change it. But kind of just say to him like, oh, how many months in do you think we'll be before we can do this?
See, I wouldn't even go that far. I would probably I would leave it 3 or 4 months and then try and be like, oh, why don't we go out for lunch and you can bring so and so and like make it like go to like somewhere where like the adventure like parks and things.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Depending on how old the kid is. And be like, well, then me and you could spend time together and the kid can like go off and play, and it's sort of like it's like a neutral sort of exciting place to meet someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, you've got to trust that, because obviously the only thing he's going to do is have his kids interested before anyone else's.
Yeah, and if you, that's just the way it is, isn't it? When you get with someone that's already got previous kids.
But then that just shows you that's, I mean, if I've dated a few people, and my ex, I think, oh man, I must have met her kid like 3 days after pumping her.
What a way to fucking word it.
Well, you say dating, but we're just like, that's what it was, wasn't it? And then it was like, do you want to come over mine? I was like, okay. And then, boom, there's a kid. And I'm like, whoa. It's like...
Did you know the kid was going to be there?
Yeah, but it was like thrown... It wasn't like, oh, here's my kid, and then he's going out with my mum. It was like, here's my kid. Let's go for a walk. Let's go up up to the field. And it's like, I've just spent a whole day with someone else's kid, and I have no idea what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's like... Yeah, everyone's like obviously different parents and stuff like that, and you can sort of judge a person's character by the way they have people around their child.
Yeah.
So to me, this guy sounds, like he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But like I said, just keep in mind that obviously, like James says, you don't want him to drag out till like the ends of the earth. But you got to be careful when bringing it up, because it's going to put a lot more stress because he's already worried about it. And if you keep bringing it up, that could end up being a bit of a... I hate that word, ick. What was the old term for it?
Red flag?
No, that's gay as well. Yeah, it could put him off. I'm not going to use those fucking terrible terms. I hate that. There's this funny guy on TikTok that every time a video comes up where a woman's like... Do you see... What was the last one I saw? Oh, this guy goes to this woman, what's a red flag for you? Oh, no, what's an ick for you? And she goes... a guy that, what was it? Something like a guy that showers bare feet or something. And they were like, what? And then what he does is the guy takes the video, moves it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And he rolls down the list of like all the icks, and then he writes it at the bottom. I'm like, that's fucking brilliant.
Because there's some ridiculous one. I see one where a girl was like, oh, when a man, my biggest ick is when a man decides that he's going to have a heart attack halfway through a football match or something. I was like, and then he just ported to the side and put, don't die.
I think another one was a woman hates it when a guy trips over but doesn't quite fall over and saves himself. She found that quite unattractive.
I was like...
So what? So you want him to trip over and smash his face on the floor? That's more attractive than saving it.
See, this is the problem with 2023, man. Like, people have been given too much rope. Yeah?
Yeah.
They've got too much opinion. There should not be this much amount of opinion coming out of these fucking idiots' mouths.
Everyone is going to do something at some point where you're going to go a bit like, oh, I didn't like that. But that's just people. That's not everyone. People doing that for years. Those, you know what I mean? Brad Pitt could do something that's completely unattractive, but you can't help that.
It's like there's a video of what I would only describe as a wildebeest, yeah?
It's not that Gorlock.
Yeah.
Rather. Oh, yeah.
So this is a guy that's transitioned into a woman.
Is it a bloke?
Yeah, it's a transsexual.
Oh, man, I thought it was just a really unfortunate woman.
Yeah. If it was a woman, I would be a little bit more thing about it. But he sat there, or she sat there using. I don't know. He is it she? They. Whatever the pronouns will be. They sat there on this podcast, and they. And
oh, I know the one you're going to say about the power.
They were like, I'm a 10 out of 10, I'm a bad bitch. I was like, 10 out of 10? You the audacity. 10 out of 10. There's a lot of women that are absolutely beautiful that are not 10 out of 10s because of like their...
I don't think anyone's a 10 out of 10.
You have to be beautiful and have an amazing personality to be a 10 out of 10.
There's no... I think if someone was like, I'm a 10 out of 10, it's like... Alright, mate, like, you can't see your own flaws if you think you're a 10 out of 10.
Like, I'm all about self-confidence, yeah? But there's a difference between self-confidence and delusion, yeah? I'm not going to sit on this podcast and say to people, I'm a 10 out of 10 looking guy. It's not going to happen. No, I wouldn't even say I'm a clean 8. I would say I'm a mid-table guy, yeah? I'm like the Everton of the Premier League. I got up
at that barber seat.
Yeah.
I fucking looked at myself and I was all night. Every time I went to the toilet, I was like,
yeah. I told you, changes your life. Good skin fade changes your life. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I did feel sorry for them. Because they went on to Aiden Ross, did a thing with Aiden Ross recently. That's all over TikTok at the minute, and they're absolutely like basically bullying her. I feel sorry for her in that way. But
was it something about tipping her £3 and putting it through the slot of her teeth or something?
Yeah, like throwing a nickel through the gap of their teeth at the front.
Yeah.
Because as I have maintained this, don't trust a person that's got a gap in their teeth, Dan. There's 2 rules in my world, yeah. A person that's got a gap in their teeth, you don't trust them. And if someone's over the age of 25 and does not drive, there's something wrong.
Fuck you.
What?
Fuck you. I didn't drive till I was 27.
Well, you were marginally there. You were learning.
Oh, you're a massive... I didn't need to drive. I still got my hole without driving, so that says something. Thank you very much.
The thing is, you didn't need to, did you? At the time.
No, Luton, you don't really need to, no. Just walk everywhere.
But there's quite a few people that have proved that fucking theory right in the last recent years that I've known.
I don't trust anyone, Jamie. That's my rule. Don't trust anyone. No one can be trusted.
DTA.
What?
DTA, don't trust anyone.
Yeah, just be patient. Like, it's hard when you first meet someone because obviously you want to spend all the time in the world together. But just keep in mind that he's doing the best for his child, and that, you know, if you're patient and things are still going well, and it's better to go slowly. You'll build a better relationship that way than jumping head first in. What's that? Jump in head first.
Yeah.
Your relationship will be stronger because you've taken that time, and you won't become sort of like so reliant on each other. So just enjoy it. You know, every time you meet up, just make sure you're doing something, you know, interesting, not just wasting it.
Yeah, if anything, it should help build your relationship.
Yeah. Much better to go small. Fuck it. The amount of times I've ran in head first, and then 2 years down the line, I'm like,
what have I done?
Need to chop my fucking head off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, then I'm very hard at balancing, so after that I was like, I'm going to go really slow. and then I went so slow that the person didn't even know I was there. So yeah, no, you'll be fine. And if not, we're always here. That sounds really sad, doesn't it? Me and Jamie are never going anywhere. We're going to be right here.
We're always
going to
be here.
Forever. Yeah. Like a reliant old dog.